and welcome back to Heroes of the Dorm. If you are just joining us from home, you have missed some incredible gameplay, and it is official that Arizona State, the Dream Team, will be going on to the Grand Finals tonight on ESPN2 at 9:30 Eastern. All right, now, as we head into the next battle, I'm going to throw it back to our analyst, Sean Day 9 Plot, Tim Trixler Frazier, and Manuel Grubby Schenkhausen at the commentator's desk.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Again, I'm joined by Trixler and Grubby. I mean, Grubby, you got the chance to see these teams play last week in the round of 8. I mean, what are you thinking of the games thus far?
I mean, the games were amazing. The energy here in the crowd is electric. I was sitting right there in the audience, and my voice is raw from shouting and cheering for the teams even before it started.
If we take a look at the brackets, I mean, that first match was amazing. Boston College putting up an exceptional fight against Arizona State University. But as we can see, Boston College falls. Arizona State University just looked so exceptionally organized in that last match.
Yeah, they turned it up, especially in game number 2 and then game number 3. So nicely done by them. Arizona State University will be going on to the Grand Finals. We'll be seeing Illinois versus UC Berkeley next. And remember, Illinois is definitely the underdogs here, as UC Berkeley has been picked by a majority of bracket makers to make it all the way to the finals. And Berkeley has proven themselves. They are undefeated moving into this match.
Yeah, and I mean, as we were also talking about earlier, even looking at some of the celebrity bracket brawlers, not a lot of people were picking Boston College to advance, and now that Arizona State is in the finals, we can take another look and examine how our celebrities are in fact doing. I know that though there are some Boston College fans who are certainly a little disappointed, it's starting to look more and more like we are going to have a powerhouse Grand Finals ahead of us. Unfortunately for Jimmy Wong, Boston College didn't do so well, but Malik Forte, Jesse Cox, and Matt Sohinki confidently doing well with Arizona State.
Yeah. There's one here that believes in Illinois taking it in the semifinals. They are a little bit the underdog, but I mean, they have a chance to impress here.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to let us know what your predictions are, what you think will be the outcomes, feel free to tweet at us using hashtag #StormTheDorm. Let us know what you think. And of course, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw it back to Michelle up on the main stage with our second 2 teams.
Guys, thank you so much. Grubby, thank you. Now, let's meet the teams. It is now time for the final 2 teams of the Heroic 4 to do battle. We can't keep these rivals apart any longer. So please welcome, straight from the University of Illinois, let's hear it for the blue team, the Mad Banners. And now let's hear it for our red team from UC Berkeley. Let's hear it for the Golden Bears. All right, well, both of these guys are gonna have to get into position. Best of luck to both of you. Commentators, up to you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It's great to be back, and I'm so eager for this upcoming game. Of course, Illinois, the underdogs, going up against UC Berkeley, who are the overdogs for sure, Grubby.
The overdogs, yeah. UC Berkeley comes in here brimming with confidence with a spotless record. Illinois, it seems like they don't have anything to prove, but I saw them just now, and I can see that the nerves are getting to them a little bit. And in a position like this, the nerves, you can use them for good, you can use them for bad. So let's see if it's going to be a debilitating experience or if they can take that and energize it into an amazing performance.
You know, I think Illinois is going to be great here. Rath, one of their star players, he's amazing overall. And then, of course, Zorajako, actually, the bottom right there corner, substitute. When they realized that they actually came back to play once again, once we saw UConn unfortunately disqualified, they started training like crazy, and they relied upon that guy to do a lot of the scouting and find out all the information. He's feeding them a lot of strat. So I think they might be okay, but you're right, nerves could play a thing here.
And, you know, if we take a deeper look at Illinois, the biggest thing to highlight, you saw it on the last sheet with 2 assassins in the hero role breakdown, a heavy emphasis on assassins. This makes for a very fragile play style. You need to ensure that your assassins are in a comfortable position. If they're not, your entire lineup falls apart.
But another thing that's really fragile is, of course, a team with a spotless record. They haven't experienced yet in a tournament of this stage what it's like to lose. It's easy to have a good team spirit when you're winning, but if Illinois can punch a hole there in that record, well, anything goes.
Yeah, the 2 main players here that you're going to be looking at throughout the entire tournament is going to be Fan and Suppy. Fan, the star Illidan player, always showing up and really being in position at all points. They rely on him to do so much in terms of aggression. And Suppy's got experience like crazy day 9. He's on Evil Geniuses, one of the teams that we've seen that's actually in the pro esports scene.
Yeah, I mean, Suppy, an experienced pro gamer. We talked about before the amount of pressure that these players are under, being so used to playing online. And this is not only their first offline match in front of a live crowd, but the stakes are huge. Suppy is the one big exception to that. He has regular experience playing on the world stage and is going to act very much so as a leader. And you know, that leadership shows 22-0 with the most insane spike we have seen yet in the entire tournament. 42% assassins. Almost half the heroes they pick are assassins. That is insane. That is unheard of in this tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of like a glass cannon situation there where they can do a lot, but you need the perfect execution. Jittery nerves are going to get in the way of a composition like that, where it could just, like, one little mistake can really mess you up. There's much less margin of error there.
Yeah, and you notice the support was the second pick there for UC Berkeley, just because they are going to take a couple of supports and throw them on top of that Illidan player that is going to be the assassin. You're going to see a lot of that happening because they feel like it's one of the strongest compositions in the game. Now, what will Illinois bring to the table to try and break this out? We'll find out pretty soon, as they're going to have to come up with some crazy strategies to try and break them down.
I think one of the most interesting things about the way that UC Berkeley picks is that often an entire team composition is focused on Illidan, but Fan is very good at playing an unsupported Illidan. And given that the first map is Dragonshire, that is so critical. The map, as we've talked about before, the battleground decides the core of the strategy. It is the #1 factor in deciding which heroes you will be choosing. And on Dragonshire, very often, you wind up in 1v1 situations or in huge roaming situations. Trixler, it's time for the draft, and Sylvanas, the first pick right out the gate.
And that's right, Sylvanas is a strong hero. She's a great foundation, but also she's a hero that you can pick first, and it doesn't telegraph your strategy, what you're planning to do with the next couple of picks. She's safe, she's good to go, and she's great on the battleground in particular. And UC Berkeley does not care anyway. They're going straight to Illidan, their first pick. He's a hero that maybe you want to hold off to the second pick or after you get a couple of supports, but they just go straight for it.
Yeah, and that's something that exactly telegraphs your strategy, as you were alluding to.
Just bursting into laughter. Of course they're going to choose Illidan and immediately Tassadar. Whoa.
Illinois. Okay. So they pick Rhaegar, which is again a snipe away from UC Berkeley. Rhaegar synergizes very nicely with Illidan. You have the burst heals, you have the chain heals, you have shield for him, and you also have slows. He's just a great hero to sit next to Illidan while Illidan does all the work. And then you have Kerrigan. Kerrigan's great for these roaming compositions, and also if you can hit a combo on Illidan, it's pretty hard, I will let you know that. But if you can hit it on him, you can lock him down and secure a quick takedown.
Yeah, and I mean, the decision to go for Rhaegar, I can't stress enough what you said. It's so critical that they took that away from the opponents. The follow-up selections, ETC and Jaina, excellent picks. And of course, with Tassadar on the lineup, Tassadar, weirdly enough, almost functions as a damage-dealing support with the Archon ability.
You can go a lot of different ways with him, but often he will be adding a really good amount of pretty much of everything. Vision, damage, support, and even zoning capabilities, keeping the others out of certain areas.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Okay,
now, I heard they had something special planned here at Trixler in Day 9, but this takes the cake. This is extremely special.
Yeah, a chocolate cake, man. Holy moly, you have a new bracket, you have Thrall. Thrall right here is a hero that gets in the middle of a fight. You can bring a lot of damage, but it's hard for him to get there. But with Illidan coming to you, maybe you can take that huge hammer and hit him in the face.
Anubarak is a particularly weird choice. You know, we talk so much about the idea of a tank, a support, an assassin. Anubarak is not a very strong tank, certainly a little tanky, but extremely evasive, very fast. What we see, the final choice coming out of UC Berkeley, Brightwing. You know, Grubby, I got to be honest with you, I have a very hard time making sense of how this matchup between the two teams is going to pan out.
Yeah, I mean, I see one pattern here in the team of Illinois. They have picked 5 characters. Even though they seem wonky together, all of them have blood for blood at level 16. This is a talent that can steal a large portion of the enemy's life. So if they concentrate their powers and 5 fingers into a fist, they can take down an enemy hero really quickly.
And then take a number advantage. They have web wrap as well, but it looks like the game is ready to go, Day9.
That's right. It's going to be game number 1 of our second semifinal. Who will face Arizona State University in the grand final? It's time to get this semifinal underway. Starting off with 2 unusual compositions.
All right, here on the left side, we've got the blue team. They call themselves the Mad Banners. They play for Team Illinois University.
And on the right side of the map, in the red trunks from UC Berkeley, it's the Golden Bears.
10 seconds.
All right, we're going to see how the battleground opens up, but I'm looking at Illinois, the blue team, and I'm just wondering how it's all going to work together as they move into the mid-game. When you think about it, Kerrigan could be a great engager. A Nubrak can pick up a heroic called Web Blast that can isolate a member out. This entire comp is all about picking out somebody, getting rid of them, and then taking the numbers of a 5v4 and trying to win the team fight from there. The question is, how will UC Berkeley deal with that? And Suppy right there on Brightwing is a great choice for all that, because he can stop a lot of fights from happening.
And notice how the red team is playing this very passively. They know that there's a very strong sense of early game power from Illinois, so they were giving the ground there. Zero now starting to head to the top. Everyone starting to take their respective positions. And now we're going to see that 4-man roam between the middle and bottom lane.
Nothing surprising here out of UC Berkeley. The 4-man roam going to bottom, eliminating all the minions, bouncing back to top as quickly as they can. But at the far top lane, I very much so like what we're seeing. Thrall operates very nicely alone. ETC is all the way at the top. ETC is a relatively slow hero until level 10. This could be fairly key. This could be an opportunity for Illinois.
Now, one thing that we're going to be looking at here is at level 10, who is Anubrak going to be web blasting? There's a lot of interesting aspects to the strategy here for the blue team, but what Illinois really needs to decide is, do they want to try and get the jump on someone? For example, Suppy here, starting to take a shrine, there by himself.
It's very interesting to me that we don't see Illinois being really aggressive with their Kerrigan player. Oh no, Mr. Berkson in the top lane getting a little bit of damage on him. But here in the middle lane, you see just so confident, keeping up the pressure between the middle and the bottom lane, and they even had the possibility of grabbing a dragon there.
This is very dangerous. Already, the bottom shrine is under attack. We're seeing Team UC Berkeley move down that triple assassin combination, trying to get into a reasonable position. And I mean, if this shrine goes to UC Berkeley and they get the Dragon Knight, it will be our fastest Dragon Knight of the tournament yet.
Now it looks like Fan is slated there to take the Siege Giant camp. So we've got the pressure of a double red shrine for UC Berkeley, but they don't have any intention to pick it up yet. They're using it as a distraction, a lightning rod.
I love the strategy here from UC Berkeley. They realize, they're grabbing the shrines, which is putting a lot of pressure of the Dragon potentially getting picked up. So they went ahead and used that pressure they're putting on the map to kind of fake out and grab the bruisers down in the bottom right corner very quickly. They're just realizing that their opponents are overreacting very, very hard here, and they're able to grab things for free like these giants. Nicely played, very intelligent.
At this point in time, we're seeing UC Berkeley continue to apply pressure. It looks like Sadaharu was a target temporarily. Sadaharu playing as Sylvanas has yet to get a good opportunity to deal damage to the turrets, and right now Sadaharu on defensive duty, trying to ensure that those Siege Giants do not deal too much damage. But my god, UC Berkeley dealing so much pain to those turrets down there.
And what is happening in the meantime at the top shrine? There's always a counter reaction, yin and yang. We see a big pressure here by the blue team, by Illinois here, as they capture the top shrine. We take a look at the middle. Lots of actioning happening in the middle and the bottom, as both teams are just vying to try and get an advantage here.
Yeah, I mean, this is so important for UC Berkeley that they can control both of these shrines, particularly the bottom one, as they really are looking to do this 4-man roam continued throughout the whole game. And we haven't really seen too much action, especially given the Kerrigan-Anubarak potential.
Well, we had 3 members go down the bottom lane to defend, which opens up another avenue for UC Berkeley. You see them grabbing these bruisers. Look at them. They're putting pressure in different parts of the map. And then when their opponents go to defend it in some way or some form, you just see them grab something for free. They, again, want to grab these bruisers. That's more pressure on the top lane now, and it moves them towards level 10 quicker.
That is such a great point. Really, a core idea in the strategy is to create 2 threats at once. Take both shrines, don't do anything with them, but then create another threat. It will always keep your opponent playing responsively. And the instant that happens, if you're reactive, very easy to fall apart.
Yeah, well, Illinois seems to be in fear. Oh no, Thrall gets picked up in the top lane. Fan actually dies behind turrets, but does get away with that huge mobility that's available here from Illidan. And you see with these bruisers pushing forward, Zero and Fan can start beating down on these turrets.
Oh, the Bruiser camp doing such a great job of soaking the damage. And again, it's a reactive play out of Illinois. They're waiting to see if they can pick off these camps. And wow, Fan getting a little bit overeager. Fan!
He's gonna go down!
Zero gets caught there as well from Impale. Here comes Mr. Burks, brings in the Wolf, will stun Zero down, and Zero in trouble. Dan brings in the E, but Zero looks like he may just get away barely.
Wow.
Nice. And is he going to be able to be in a nice position? But the shrines have both been grabbed for the red team. Could anyone grab the middle dragon? No, the blue team finally getting some tempo here.
Yeah, the big theme that we have been seeing out of UC Berkeley in past matches is Fan is so confident in his Illidan play that sometimes he moves a little too far forward. And right now with Jaina and Suppy down in the south lane trying to control the bottom shrine again, I mean, Kakisho is pretty much on shutdown duty in the center.
Now, I think Illinois is playing a little bit maybe nervous or scared here. They have a competition with Triple and Venom, with very aggressive heroes in the beginning. And I feel like they maybe need to make something happen. But what wonderful play by UC Berkeley, diffusing any potential aggression by hanging back, just taking mercenary camps.
In the bottom lane, there was some pressure from Jaina and Brightwing as it looks like Sadaharu was forced to retreat a little bit, but that opened up them to grab the shrine. In the middle lane, it looks like we actually have a dragon going straight to Ultimated, a 5-minute and 40-second dragon.
UC Berkeley continued to keep the pressure up, eventually getting this knight. Ultimated in the dragon advances forward, but Ultimated playing very carefully, not yet committing to mid. Wherever the dragon knight is, this is the gravity well of focus. Illinois has to focus on this, but meanwhile, down south in the bottom lane away from the Dragon Knight, we're seeing the duo of Suppy just pushing in there without support from the Dragon Knight. This is putting Illinois in an almost impossible decision. Where do you go?
Yeah, the goal here was to get level 10, and now they have it here for UC Berkeley. Ultimated is trying to keep a little bit of pressure here. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. You get this dragon, so you get a little bit of power, but it's actually one of the weaker states because, again, they scale up as you go throughout the game. So Ultimated is forced to play a little bit passive, but because there is a dragon here and 3 members defending, we see the 2 heroes on the top, on the bottom, just keeping at the pressure and grabbing turrets, which is a great reward overall.
It's a triple threat, Grubby. What do you think about UC Berkeley's choice to split 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top, and of course the Dragon Knight in mid?
Yeah, it's very intelligent. The Dragon Knight needs a big counter response, so they were able to outnumber them in the top and bottom and actually achieved a lot. Even though it looked sedate, they were able to take down a lot of tower, do a lot of damage on the fort, and that is going on even now.
Okay, I want to see Illinois get aggressive right now. They've hit level 10. They have heroics that can allow them to engage. They have a Nubarak that can walk in and prevent Fan from doing too much in aggression. They need to start getting together because right now, they're being slowly picked apart. In the middle lane, the top lane, and the bottom lane, you see UC Berkeley looking confident, looking like they have no problem with starting a fight in which form. Look at this. They're running after their opponents, and their opponents immediately run away. There is fear here for Illinois. They need to shake it and start making things happen.
Yeah, it seems like UC Berkeley is beating them around the ears with a fish with their experience here, as they're not making anything happen, something where a random effect, a chaos event could happen. They're just making sure to play the map control game and just kind of keep a distance between them and outplay the Illinois strategically.
It looks like they're wanting to start some aggression now. We finally see Dan and the rest of the members grouping in the bottom lane. The main target here is Suppy. If they could get on top of Brightwing, that would be a great pickup. But we do have pressure on the top lane. They got to make a move now because we do have Zero here just beating down on things for free. He's getting free experience and also putting pressure on his opponents.
I've never seen such an aggressive ETC. Zero has locked down that top side. In the meantime, we see Fawn eliminating this encampment, but down in the far south, my question is, when will Sadaharu begin to kick into action? When will Sylvanas be able to get to that turret line?
Look at that, you can see Dayun, they're coming from the bushes, trying to make something happen, but Sapi staying behind the gate, staying in safe areas, and so far we haven't been able to see Kerrigan to do what she does best, which is to get an early game advantage, try and get some quick takedowns.
Let's look at the top lane real quickly here, because remember, this entire time ETC's been gotten some damage. Look, about a quarter health taken down. He's just keeping it up. And we have finally Mr. Burks transitioning up here to help defend, but now they've lost the potential to go into a team fight. They need Mr. Burks there.
This is the make or break moment. The big boost in powers come at level 13, 16, and 20. And right now, Illinois still lingering down at 12. UC Berkeley would be eager to force a fight right now. And here it is, the dive comes in from zero. Dayun immediately getting eliminated. Wrath trying to pull back. UC Berkeley, all five still alive. And Kerrigan has been unable to participate in these fights. Suddenly, Illinois scrambling to the defense, and UC Berkeley capitalizing on this. They will be able to eliminate the turret, and like you were saying, Grubby, disengagement seems to be UC Berkeley's mode of operation.
That team fight was so clean and quick. We saw a member of the Illinois team dispatched of, and that was the Kerrigan, and now a dragon here from Fan. They're going to keep pressure up here on the middle lane. While Mr. Burks is still on the top lane defending, another team fight could happen here because we have 4 members in the middle lane, and Brightwing, who has the ability to teleport in, can show up at any moment.
Yeah, UC Berkeley is playing the way they need to play this game out perfectly. With a Rhaegar on Illinois' team, they need to take someone down in a matter of 1 or 2 seconds, and that's exactly what they did on Dayun. And you don't want to be playing scared here as Illinois, but that's kind of what's happening here, is because they don't have that level 13 talent yet.
That's right, level 15 to 12, an incredible disparity. We're beginning to see UC Berkeley pull away, but down in the bottom lane, while all this was going on, we see Brightwing in the far south lane. Suppy pushing alone. As we said before, Brightwing has that global teleport. This is the confidence that UC Berkeley is demonstrating. They know in a bind, Suppy will teleport immediately, and the push at the far top lane continues. I mean, UC Berkeley are relentless.
Yeah, I want to mention, Brightwing is a support. She doesn't do that much damage, yet she was able to get a fort. That's how much pressure is coming from the entire team from UC Berkeley, and the pressure is keeping up as they're moving towards level 16. We need something here from Illinois. Grubby, what do you do in this situation?
It's really tough. I mean, you can see that right now they're staying together as 5. What they're trying to do here is try to single someone out. Spirit Wolf there misses the combo from Dayun on Kerrigan, misses as well. Zero gets out of there.
I like this. Look in the very bottom south. They saw 4 members in the top lane, and we had Jaina and Brightwing. Suppy grabbing some bruisers really quickly here to actually get some more aggression in the bottom lane. They do not miss a beat with this team. You can see how on point they are, how coordinated they are.
Right now, it seems that 4 out of the 5 mercenary camps will be going to UC Berkeley. At this point in time, Illinois is taking camps purely because they have literally no other decisions, nothing to exploit. Coming up, this could be the team fight that Illinois needs, but they are down a tier level. ETC about to dive in. Sadaharu's health is low, eliminated. The ancestral healing on Wrath allows him to evade, but Dayun falls as well. We see every single member of UC Berkeley's health looking amazing, dealing damage, ripping down the front lines, and here comes the Bruiser Cam to add insult to injury.
And 4 Siege Giants here. Them taking down the keep here is almost a given already with 5 heroes versus 3. What can Illinois do here?
UC Berkeley has so much pressure, so much coordination. 2 members evaporated in that team fight. Mr. Burks, Wrath, and them have to play defensively here. They have to wait for the 2 teammates to pop up, but the problem is these Siege Giants are actually pretty powerful. They have to get rid of those before they even try to go into a team fight.
It's amazing how much we've been talking about UC Berkeley's disengagement. Here they are, leaving again. And with all that patience, they are a stunning 3 levels ahead, 17 to 14. They are not giving up an inch. You get a level lead not by dealing lots of damage, but by taking no damage. And
But
that
Grubby alluded to, before we actually came into the game, level 16 is coming soon for this entire team of Illinois, which means they're going to be getting that ability called Blood for Blood, and that will give them a nice spike of power where they could go into a team fight, and they can potentially get rid of Illidan or maybe even ETC UCC really quickly and dive in afterwards. So level 16 is the next goal here for Illinois.
Now, when you have the higher hero levels in the game, it gives you the freedom to move around in smaller numbers. So long as you don't make any mistakes, you're allowed to go off and do different things. And that is kind of the conundrum here for Illinois. They need to stick together as 5, but every second that they don't get a pick off on one of the opponent's heroes who's overextending, they're falling further behind. Look at them, they're moving here as 4, maybe 5, coming up here. But in the meantime, the Shrine has been captured by UC Berkeley. They get the Dragon Knight, and they're going to be pushing into the middle.
Too many threats created by UC Berkeley, giving them the opportunity to get the Dragon Knight for a 3rd time this game. They knock down the central wall and will assault the inner keep. We see the remainder of Illinois trying to step to the defense, but only halfway to level 16. We see in the back line, UC Berkeley continuing to stay at a good distance as Suppy is in the far south. We see Fan leading the charge, taking down the inner keep, taking down the northern turret. I mean, Illinois just can't engage yet.
Yeah, you're going to see them play passive until they hit 16, which will be in a good 5 to 8 seconds here. They're getting very, very close. And at that point, if hitting 16, they'll grab the talents that they need to try and win a team fight. For now, their only goal here is to try and poke Fan down because he's in that dragon, and you got to stop it somehow.
And can you believe it? During all this, Suppy, he's not partaking in the team fight. He's doing what he can to get level 20, which, by the way, UC Berkeley is frighteningly close to. They almost take down the last keep. There it goes, and they're level 20!
Oh, level 20 to level 16. Will Illinois stack of blood for blood be enough? Immediately, Jaina is burst down. We see ancestral healings going off, and even though the first pick goes to Illinois, we see UC Berkeley's, everyone's health is actually getting very low. Kerrigan falls, Anubarak falls. It's almost a complete sweep. Sadaharu, the only one left remaining, she falls as well.
It was a massacre. It looked for a moment like Illinois would be able to do the wipe. They got the Jaina, but UC Berkeley managed to take everyone down and now advancing on the core.
Oh my, Illinois again did take out Jaina, as you mentioned, very quickly in that team fight. But the thing is, afterwards they panicked. You could actually see in their play where they didn't know who to focus next. Fan was doing backflips and front flips left and right, taking out people, and eventually they were able to take out the entire team of Illinois. GG here for Arizona State University, and they will be taking the first game and are now up 1-0.
Absolute, utter domination from UC Berkeley. Made virtually no errors, played confidently, played cleanly throughout the entire game. That means UC Berkeley, the undefeated team, continues their undefeated streak.
Yeah, so far they're living up exactly to expectations and predictions alike. An indomitable performance by UC Berkeley. And Illinois, did they get over the initial match stress? Will they be able to rally themselves?
Yeah, I need them to going into game number 2. You could see the fear in their gameplay. They were so reserved throughout the entire game, and really, you have a team like UC Berkeley, they're going to prey upon that, and we witnessed it through the entire game. They were in control the entire time, and if it's like that in game number 2, oh my gosh, we could see a quick 2-0.
It was an absolutely stunning display of skill from UC Berkeley. Many people pick them to be the winners of this tournament. Will Illinois be able to begin a comeback going into game number 2? We'll find out after this short break.